Okay, well, I don't know if you've ever been to PF Chengs and tried their eggplant. It is, in my opinion, to die for. So I set out to try to figure out how to make it at home. So I think I came up with a pretty close recipe. You should try it out because it's really good, I think, but I think you'll think the same way. So the ingredients are 2 medium-sized eggplants, 1 teaspoon of garlic minced, half a tablespoon of cornstarch mixed with 1 tablespoon of water. Now for the spicy sauce: 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of chili paste, half a teaspoon of black bean sauce, I like the one with garlic, half a teaspoon of sesame oil. We start with our eggplants and we peel them using a regular potato peeler. Okay, what I like to do after they're peeled is I cut them like this. Now, you can use the Japanese style eggplant, the long and skinny one. These will work as well. So what I do is I cut them in a half, then I cut them in strips about an inch, 3/4 inch to an inch wide, and then I cut them in cubes, basically about ½ inch to 3/4 inch thick. Just like this. Next, I like to use a wok for frying. We take some vegetable oil. I like to use canola oil, and I use about a cup and a half of oil, and we turn it on medium and medium high and let it heat up. Okay, now that our oil is hot, we begin to fry the eggplant. A little bit at a time. And I've lined a plate with paper towels so that I can get them out of the oil and put them on the paper towel to drain, to soak up some of the oil. And the frying time is about a minute to a minute and a half for each side. Now, as you're frying, you may find that you need to add a little bit more oil to keep frying the eggplant. No problem, just keep adding as necessary. Okay, so here's the last of our eggplant. It's been fried. So carefully we get it out of our wok. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to get all the oil out of the wok, basically. Just not completely dry, but just pouring out the oil that's left in there. Now what I like to do is that I put a cereal bowl in my sink. Make sure that the spout is not anywhere near, because you don't want any water close to this or it'll spray and it's very dangerous. What I do is I pour the hot oil in there. Then I have a paper towel. You want to make sure, very sure, that no oil trickles down to the side or bottom of your wok, because once you put it back on the heat, if you have any oil there, it could ignite, especially if you have a gas stove. So be very, very careful and make sure that it's dry. Now, we put it back on the heat, and we start with our minced garlic, and we put it in here in the hot oil, and we cook it. Now this is going to go fast. We want to cook our garlic in the little bit of oil that's left at the bottom of the wok. There we go. Next we're going to take our spicy sauce and we're going to stir it up a little bit just to make sure everything is combined. And we pour it in. Let it cook for about 10 seconds or so. And we start putting our eggplant back in. Okay, we stir it together. Oh, it smells delicious. And last we take our cornstarch. Now, Since it's been sitting there, it probably settled at the bottom, so you want to stir it up before you put it in there, so it becomes sort of a liquid paste. And you pour it in here, and you stir it. And let it cook for probably about 20-30 seconds at most. And then we serve it. And you want to eat this fairly quickly as it's still hot. Okay, so here's my rendition of PF Cheng's eggplant. I hope you try it. I don't think you will be disappointed, and we'll see you next time. Ciao! Take your time.